Sure. So I'm not sure what hopscotch is because I don't drink. So maybe you have to give me an analogy of something that I actually know because I don't know what you're
It's like
talking about.
you're jumping
But
from
I
one
know,
thing
but
to
I
the
know,
next.
but I know what cherry picking is. I know what cherry
Mhm.
picking is. That's a different thing. Now, you said we want to talk about the preservation of scripture. So basically, essentially, you want to move on from the point of Jesus being God or not because you're admitting that you don't have anything to prove it, which is fine. I can accept that. If you say to me, I want to move on from the point that Jesus is God, even though I was the one who said if Jesus is God, then Islam is false. But then I don't
Right.
want to move. I don't want to prove that point because I don't have proof or evidence that I can show you. But now, can we talk about the Quran being preserved? I'll be like, okay, no worries. I accept the fact that you cannot prove your faith, and I'll answer your question about the Quran. So is that what we're doing? You can give me yes or no, and then I can answer your
Yeah, I
question.
mean that's fine because we need to establish a baseline
Sure.
before we can go to the prove Jesus is God thing. So that's the only thing. I'm not afraid to go back to that point. I just wanted to get that affirmation from you. If Jesus is God,
So you want to
Islam
put
is false. Yeah.
yeah, you want to put the cart before the horse, basically. No worries. So let's do it your way. So now,
Mhm.
because we have not, this is Jesus being God or not. It's not about the Quran anyway. So proving the Quran is preserved or not is irrelevant to Jesus being God or not. So you just
Okay.
admit that you're avoiding the questions. It's very simple.
Well,
Now, when
no,
it comes to the Quran,
that's not
anyways,
it.
I'll
I'm not
answer that.
avoiding it.
Like I said, okay. So do you wanna tell me how do you know Jesus is God, or should I answer
Right,
your
because
question about the
well,
Quran?
the reason why is because if I start going to scripture to prove Jesus is God, you can just say, well, no, that's the corrupted one. That one doesn't count. So I want to make sure we're aware that this works both ways. The Quran, can you prove that it has never been altered or corrupted?
Do you know if any of my conversations with other people, I have conversations with people, they bring the Bible and I respond to them from the Bible. I don't need to say that your
Okay,
scripture is preserved. As long as you're showing me what Jesus said. Don't
okay,
go to meet someone else and tell me this person said this person. I'm not interested in what other people said. If you have
right,
what Jesus said about himself, because people can be right or wrong. However, in
okay.
your belief, Jesus cannot be right or wrong because he's God. So, anyways, like I said, I don't mind. I can answer the question about the Quran even before we answer that point, and then you can show us how Jesus is God. But like I said, even proving the Quran is right or wrong is not going to change the fact the Bible is right or wrong. Now, again, the problem is you're not seeing how your arguments are disconnected. You're asking a question of proving the Quran is preserved, but if I do prove to you hypothetically the Quran is preserved, then you still need to prove the Bible is preserved because I can still say the same thing. The Bible is corrupted when you try to
Right.
prove Jesus is God. So how do you
Exactly.
solve anything?
I'm okay with
No,
that.
no.
I'm
So
okay
how do
with
you
that.
solve?
As
No,
long
no.
as you
Yeah,
admit it
thank
goes
you.
both ways.
So you're
So
running
long as you
again. So
admit
you're
it
coming
goes
back to
both
the point.
ways.
Thank you. So we agree. Look at this is really really funny to me that Christians are willing to admit their book is corrupted and changed so long as a Muslim admits that his scripture is corrupted. If a Muslim were to say my scripture is corrupted, the Christian is okay. I also agree with you that my scripture is corrupted. I accept that, which is really strange to me. I mean, like, imagine a Muslim says, I'm okay to admit the Quran is corrupted so long as you admit the Bible is corrupted. Okay, let's talk about the Quran, anyways. So, the preservation of the Quran, if you are, I'm not sure if you're talking to someone or listening to me, but
I'm
yeah, the
listening.
preservation of the Quran, sure. Preservation of the Quran relies on two main methods, basically. Method number one is the oral tradition of the Quran. It is the main method of preserving the Quranic text. So, Quran has been preserved through oral memorization from the moment the Quran was revealed, it's being written down on parchments, on rocks, on stones, or whatever. At the life of the Prophet ﷺ was being written down. We have writers of revelations, multiple companions, and we have the names and their biographies. Those people writing down the Quran. And then that Quran was collected at the time of Abu Bakr. We have the full Quran. We're talking about the written now. But when the verses were sent down, the companions of the Prophet ﷺ would memorize the entire Quran.